Look beyond the illusion. Gaia does not need that energy anymore. You'll always have exactly what you need. You'll always have exactly what you need. Exactly the situations you need to do what? To self-realize. To realize the one self. Everything is of the one self. There is nothing else to know. You may be in relationships. You may be doing jobs. You may be doing all manner of things. But there is only ever one thing going on. That is self-realization. You have created something by which to let go of identification with the small I and become the big I in every single moment, and there is nothing else going on. And the same goes for Gaia. The same goes for Gaia. She is self-realizing too. Something came to me really powerfully very recently when I was writing the Divinicus book. And it's this. I used to think that Gaia was innocent in all this. I used to feel a lot of pain because I felt Gaia was innocent, and why would she be burdened with everything that we are now experiencing and suffering? Why would she be burdened with that? And so I used to have this thought, this idea, this feeling. I'm sure many people do too. I'm sure there's many of you in this room who feel the same way. Gaia is innocent in all this. And then I had the most powerful experience together with a lady who's sitting in the room at the back actually. We were at a retreat center doing an Openhand course, and we're studying meditation in a circle, and Penny is a heightened empath. She's a very heightened empath. What does that mean? Lots of confusion about what empathy really means. Empathy means you take on the energy of some other soul or being as your own, and you experience it as your own. And this is what Penny did. She took on the energy of Gaia because Gaia wanted to speak to the group. Now I'm a catalyst. I work with empaths. So I activate energy by forming a bridge, a connection with an empath. An empath would feel into an energy, and my nature would connect with that energy that she had embodied. And this is exactly what happened. So my energy connected with Gaia, and the two of us are engaged in this dance, this swaying dance together. We were sitting down, I think. But anyway, we were swaying. And suddenly I am seeing Gaia billions of years ago, even before this planet was formed. And what I'm feeling is, I didn't know that at the time. I knew she was coming into a planet that was forming. And what I'm feeling is this vortex, this spinning vortex, as she's embodying into this kind of dust cloud, beginning very slowly, and building and building and building until the torsion of it is stronger and stronger and stronger, and this planet takes form. A proto-planet was forming, okay? And as it takes form, you can feel this incredible density. So dense, it's literally pushing me down. It's excruciatingly painful. And Gaia said to me, this was an earlier incarnation of mine. She didn't say it in words. There's a knowing exchange. This was an earlier incarnation of mine into a proto-planet before Earth. And I couldn't hold the vibration. I couldn't hold the density. You imagine what it's like. There's plenty of star souls in this room, I'm sure. Well, I can see you. Coming into incarnation, having to come into this density, having experienced such expansiveness and liberation and light, having to come into this. like squeezing a genie into a bottle, isn't it? Yeah, it's like squeezing a genie into a bottle. And that's what it was like for Gaia. And at some point, she couldn't hold it, and she just went boom, exploded. It formed the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. This is what I got. I had to go out and check it on Wikipedia a couple of days later. And yes, indeed, the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter was formed because a protoplanet exploded in the formation of our solar system. Wow. You know, a cosmologist would die for that experience. Would die for it. It was phenomenal. You know, and for me it was so much more real than any science because I was there, I'd experienced it, I'd taken on the energy, I'd worked with it. Phenomenal. What does this mean? It meant Gaia had karma. It meant when she came here, she needed the matrix to suppress her vibration so she could feel the pain of it again, of the contraction, of that density, so she could self-realize in it. Because that's what karma is. See, and this is another huge confusion in the spiritual mainstream. We think we build good and bad karma by the deeds that we do. Oh, I'm going to do some good karma today. Doesn't work like that. Karma is based on attachment. Where your soul attaches to the physical experience. It's like your soul is coming into the density, right? And let's say the soul is perfectly integral, like this. And now it starts to come into the density, but as it comes into density, it starts attaching, it starts fragmenting and breaking up. And this is what happens inside of us. It fragments and breaks up. And where it fragments and breaks up, it creates eddy currents in the flow. And that gathers energy, and that is karma. Because of the attachment. And so when you pass on, you're carrying all this energy like ballast, holding a balloon down. You're carrying all of that. She had the same. She had the same. So what it's done is manifested the matrix. What is the matrix? The matrix is an intervention, an interdimensional intervention, an energy which has been pulled here to exploit the earth purposefully. And if you doubt my words, just take a look. Why is it that 1% of the population own most of the resources? That can be no else but a conspiracy. How is it that we have genetic coding errors numbering in excess of 4,000 when the average creature has only 100? Why do we have 223 genes from elsewhere in the galaxy that appear nowhere else in the tree of life? Why is it we have 46 chromosomes when the great apes have 48? Check it out. I put all the evidence, all the information in my book. If you don't know this stuff, check it out. It is hiding there in plain sight. Homo sapiens has been engineered to fulfill a role, to fit within a system of control, the matrix. The film, it's a metaphor, it's a message, along with countless other messages. Thank you. We're getting a message now. Yes, it's the matrix. Yes, synchronicity doesn't happen by chance. Let's read the deeper meaning. Let's read the deeper meaning. Look beyond the illusion. So Gaia created this matrix, this system, to fulfill an experience of her karma. What is it? Dog eat dog. Predator and prey. Survival of the fittest. We accept this as normal because it's Mother Nature. Is it Mother's nature? No, of course it's not Mother's nature. Mother's nature is co-creative harmony. And that's what the fifth density is. Co-creative harmony when no life has to suffer at the expense of another. Now when this realization was coming to me, I was in Cornwall on the cliffs overlooking the sea, and it's kestrel. I have this such an empathy with birds, especially kestrels. Anyone who's seen 5 Gateways, you'll understand why. And this kestrel's rising up the cliff and it's hovering in front of me. And I'm looking at that bird. And what am I seeing in that bird? Superlative beauty. Perfection. Perfection of evolution. Hanging on the breeze. Adjusting its wings, its body, its feathers to hold its head perfectly still. But what am I also seeing? Then it came to me. That is the raptor consciousness. The raptor consciousness that exploited the earth 120 million years ago, whenever it was, and came to an end 65 million years ago. It's the raptor consciousness. It doesn't belong here. It came from somewhere else. And now it's in the field all around us. And it's why there's this excessive consumption going on. It's a part of the matrix. It's the base frequency within the matrix. Again, in the book, I share all of the experiences of where this came from. This energy. And there it is in front of me. This superlative creature hanging in the air. And suddenly I'm looking at that bird and I'm thinking, my God, that's beautiful. My God, there's the raptor in the air. And at that moment, it drops out of the sky to take something, prey, because it can only survive by what it kills. Is that wrong? No. No, it's not wrong. But what I put to you is, it's the result of a co-creative exploration of karma, which is the exploitation of one life over another, and the suffering that causes. That's what I put to you. And what I also put to you is this, because I got it in my heart very strongly that day. And here, hoist this on board, because if you take only one thing from this seminar, take this. Gaia does not need that energy anymore. Gaia does not need that energy anymore. She does not need this reality anymore. She does not need this reality anymore. That's what I felt. She is moving on. She is moving on into the fifth density. And what will happen here is a great cleansing. When I came into incarnation 12 years ago during a car crash, I came in with all the visions of what was happening, what was going on, the shift into the fifth density, the breaking down of the old consciousness, the biosphere, the stripping off of the karma, and the ascension of man. Some people, not everyone, because this doesn't depend on everyone. Your ascension does not depend on the masses ascending. That's another illusion of the mainstream. People say, we're all going to ascend together. Do you know how long, in my knowing, okay, you can dispute what I'm going to say now, absolutely, dispute it, but this is my knowing, I'm going to share it with you. Do you know how long it would take the mainstream of humanity to ascend into the fifth density consciousness from where it currently is? 100 years? 1,000? 10,000? 100,000? Maybe 1 million is more like it. Maybe 1 million. So if you're hanging on, it's probably not a good idea. Probably better to join the group that is ascending, because there is. And trust that the rest will be dealt with, will be helped by the angelic realms, because that's what I saw happening as well. That those that aren't ready, that aren't moving forwards, will ultimately be helped out by the angelic realms. Fantastic, great, wonderful. But don't let it slow you down, you know, because this is a very powerful, real process that's going to happen. In the next 100 years, what I'm getting, no sophisticated life on this planet past 2100. No sophisticated life on this planet past 2100. That's what I feel, what I know. Don't believe me. Do not believe me. Please don't just blindly accept what I'm saying. But I am telling you, with every fiber of my being, I believe it. Every fiber of my being. But go out and test it. Test it in the cold light of day of what you see. We are moving through a major, major shift. And you know what? There is nothing to fear but our fear itself. Because you know what? this is the most remarkable opportunity of your existence. The most remarkable opportunity, because you have manifested the conditions, the potential for spiritual mastery in a very short space of time.